Local coverage you can count on continues with Josh Haynes Sports Report. Sports coverage you can count on.
Well, we had ourselves a little 260 takeover here in Indianapolis on Saturday night. We're talking the girls basketball state finals, and yeah, it's a little empty right now, but man, it was packed to the brim all day long at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. We're talking Norwell, Belmont, Oak Hill, and Fremont, all trying to bring home that ultimate prize and bring home a state championship throughout the day on Saturday. We're going to tip things off in Class 4A, an instant classic between Norwell, your defending 3A state champs, trying to go for that 4A state title as they go against Center Grove, who comes in with an undefeated record of 28-0. But yeah, Norwell did not get that memo early on because through 3 quarters, the Knights were taking it to the Trojans. Third quarter, that is Macy Salfrank with 3 of her 11. And then how about Vanessa Rossworm? Rossworm with a putback and foul as she helps Norwell take a double-digit lead, but they got to settle for a 43-38 lead heading into the fourth quarter. But man, this game gets flipped in a hurry. Center Grove roaring right back as that is a go-ahead triple by Mackenzie Carter. And then Grayson Gillard, she is a Miss Basketball candidate, and Gillard goes coast to coast as Center Grove now in front by double digits with 2 minutes left. But Norwell refusing to die. I don't know how Vanessa Rossworm made that, but that is a baby hook to cut into that deficit. And then check out Ashley Waldman right here. Waldman, the hustle, the bucket right here to make it a 1-point game. And it all comes down to one last shot, a potential game-tying 3. But Macy Salfrank, just off the mark. And it's a heartbreaking end for Norwell, second time in 3 seasons, as the Knights finish as your 4A state runner-up with a 56-53 loss to Center Grove.
Genuinely loved each other so much, and that's just something we're going to miss so much. And I'm going to miss the jokes. I'm just going to miss even the little things. But I love this group so much.
You know, we said in the timeout with a couple minutes to go, I don't know if we're going to win this game or not, but we're going to give it everything we have. And they were all in on that. And I think that just represents everything that they were all about the whole 4-year journey. What a journey this group.
Norwell ending their season with a 25-5 record and is your 4A state runner-up. All right, something a little more positive now. Let's go to Class 3A, where Belmont is making their first ever trip to Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Braves taking on top-ranked Roncalli. And how about the Braves throwing a little haymaker to start things off? That is Eleni French, and French saying oui for 3, as that is a 7-5 lead for the Braves. Later, it is Kate Kitson connecting from the corner, as it's all part of a kill shot, a 12-0 run for Belmont to take an 18-8 lead to the end of the first quarter. Second quarter now, that is Ani Krukeberg with a left-handed layup. She had a baker's dozen as she helps Belmont and Andy Heim take a 21-15 lead at halftime. Now in the third quarter, pardon my French, but Laney French was fan-frickin-tastic. Nice layup right there. How about some more from French? French with a triple right here, or actually the layup. She did knock down that triple earlier. She finishes with 11, but this game actually tied at 34 heading into the fourth quarter. But Belmont, my goodness, with a brave finish. That's Ashley Blakey, a clutch triple to take the lead, as Blakey also finishing with a baker's dozen. Then how about ourselves a little double dose of Blakey? It is Ashley to Mary, as Mary finishes with a double-double, 12 points, 12 boards, and Belmont outlasts Roncalli as the Braves are your 3A state champions by a final of 55-46.
It's unbelievable to think about this. I didn't really think about state at the start of the year, but once tournament hit, it just I finally recognized that we had potential to make it to state. We started playing our game, and we were confident in each other, and we trusted our preparation for this game, so I think we were fine after that first minute.
You saw it in that fourth quarter, I thought, where Roncalli got a little bit tired, and we sort of bumped it back up. And it's all the credit to these girls. You know, their hard work, their dedication. They showed it tonight, and I think they showed the state exactly what they are. It's just a great team.
Belmont ends their season with a 25-3 record, along with their first ever state title in Class 3A. Let's go to Class 2A now, where you have got Oak Hill taking on Eastern. Oddly enough, this is actually a rematch from the 2017 2A title game, with Eastern winning that matchup. Unfortunately for Oak Hill fans, turns out history would be repeating itself. Picking up in the third quarter, that is Brianna Daly scoring off the inbound, and then This is the other half of that Twin Towers tandem of Oak Hill, Morgan Kate. Little catch and finish right there for Kate, but Oak Hill finds themselves down 34-27 at the end of the third quarter. Not exactly music to Oak Hill fans' ears. Fourth quarter, it is Kate driving, finishing for two, but Oak Hill's season ends at a loss to Eastern 50-32. So Oak Hill ends their season with a 24-4 record and is your 2A state runner-up. All right, wrapping up the day in Class 1A. Fremont also making their first trip to the state finals. You got the Eagles trying to dethrone the defending state champion Borden. And defense was the name of the game early on in this one. This is Chloe Verdon to Maya Turner in the first quarter to tie this game at 9 apiece. However, Borden, the Braves, beating the buzzer on the other end as that is A.J. Mallett from the corner, and it's a 12-9 lead for Borden heading into the second quarter. Now, Fremont's trying to hang around as Borden is starting to separate themselves a little bit. However, that is a nice finish by Grace Sharlock off the putback right there, but Borden has got themselves a 22-15 lead at halftime, and for Shea Thomas's crew, things go from bad to worse. Mallett opening the third quarter with back-to-back triples for Borden as the Braves take a commanding 28-15 lead. Other side, Maya Turner trying to stop the bleeding as she banks that off the glass for two, but Borden has already got a 40-20 lead heading into the final quarter. Still, no give up from these Eagles. First time ever at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and they would make the most of it. This is Chloe Verdon coming off that steal and score right there, and then Haley Heller, the senior, knocking down the only triple of the game for Fremont, but the Eagles' magical run ends in a loss to Borden as Fremont loses in the 1A title game 51-31.
People don't get to experience it ever, and I got to experience it my last year, and I'm very proud of my team. I'm very proud of the girls, proud of the coaches, and just proud of what we've done this year.
I'm just very thankful for all of the fans and support. They drove 2.5 hours here to Indy, and we made history. Even if we didn't win, it was still a great experience, and I'm very proud of the teammates and our coaches.
I got emotional randomly throughout the entire day, the entire week, and it's just amazing to experience this, and I'm just proud of the girls for getting us this far.
Fremont ending their season with a 28-3 record and as your 1A state runner-up. Well, after covering all four of those state title games throughout the day on Saturday, I honestly don't know how I'm functioning right now, but hey, we do have other stories throughout the day with the Comets, a nice little comeback win over the Wheeling Nailers, a couple of wins by the Mastodons. You can find those web stories right now on our website. But for now, from Gainbridge Fieldhouse, I'm Josh Ayen, and that is your local sports report.